Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dotted Line podcast. I'm Emmeline.
And I'm Dom.
It is week 4. We're doing albums 470 to 461. It is also Grammy weekend. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Dom suggested late last night that we should have listened to all the albums up for Best Album of the Year. And I was like, that's a great idea.
I
But
I like hate the fact that I thought about it so late because I think the issue was one, I totally forgot that the Grammys was like they were this week
yeah,
until
I
I saw like
completely
all the
forgot that.
Grammy drama
Well,
online.
to be to be fair, I should have known. Well, no, I did know by what, Tuesday or Wednesday, because that's
Okay.
when it took me like an hour to get home. I was just stuck on Sunset and I was like, why are all of these SUV rental they have all those tinted black, and I'm like, what is going on? Is Biden here? And then when I got home after I was done complaining about it on Instagram, my friend was like, "Oh, it's Grammy week." And I was like, "Oh, these are all celebrities." And it's been like that for the past 3 or 4 days. I had to like
Hmm.
walk down a few blocks, and they had closed off a couple streets and have security everywhere and some people walking in and out with gowns. They don't look famous. I don't know who those people are, but they've been closed down.
They might be like the A&R people, the
Oh,
entertainment people,
the background
you
people
know, like
maybe.
all the background people. I know that there was like the Clive Davis Grammy party yesterday because there was normally supposed to be the Rock Nation brunch, but Jay-Z
Oh.
didn't have it because they went to the Clive Davis party instead.
Yeah, there's
And like that's like where almost everyone was last night. Like literally
oh.
everyone. Did you see Ice Spice performing Princess Diana in front of Meryl Streep just twerking on a piano?
I heard about it on Twitter because I saw you tweet something about how Dua Lipa took notes and how she improved, but I didn't look into it fully. I assumed I was gonna look into it a little bit later. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. People are fighting again, but I guess we'll
She
talk
had
about it.
that bop it twist. My sister was hitting the twist with her hips. But then she got in the lab. People were said, none of that twist and shout nonsense. We are dancing, Miss Lipa. And then Dula Peep,
Dula
she
Peep,
got Dula
my
Peep did
girl,
it. She did it. And
my
now
girl.
people are like saying she's at least in the running to be one of the main pop girls in the next few years.
Oh, I
So
agree with. Well, I agree with that. Anyways, well, not because of the perform. I mean, now the performance matches how I think of
right.
Dula Peep. Because before I'd be like, yeah, her music's good and stuff, and I love that lady, tall ass woman, so cool and shit. But we would always make fun of her on Twitter. She just like.
Yeah, because the dancing was just like not there at
But
all.
now the
Like,
performance is fun because.
yeah, yeah, but I think that she's doing well. But I love how we just completely went off topic.
Yeah, we're
But
supposed to be
you know, we
like
were talking
keeping.
about the Juggalos.
Dom was like, we have to be on point this week because we gotta be done before the Grammys start, and I'm just like, no worries, we'll be fine. And
No,
yeah, here
like
we
you
are.
guys don't understand. Like this is Grammy weekend or Grammy night is the highlight of my year. I will say that I started really okay, let me not say I'm a stan now because I'm a 28-year-old woman and that's absolutely like insane to be calling yourself a stan and you're a grown-ass woman. So I'm a fan of people now. I jokingly say that I stan. But when I was like truly standing, like 2013, I think I was like 8, yeah, I was 18 in 2013 when I was like truly standing. That's when I started to get into like award statistics, like Billboard streams, like all that. Like I used to be in the trenches. Look, chart data, yeah, chart data. It was I had notifications on for chart data, like that. And if you don't know what chart data is because you're not an insane nut job stan, it is
Which means you're
a
mentally healthy.
which just means like you're actually like fine and you don't need a DSM like I did back in I it's funny because I literally have like Twitter pulled up right now on chart data, which is like, am I actually out of stand-up? Probably not. But
Just
chart
passionate. Don't
data
worry,
is
Dom. You're just
a
passionate.
it's a Twitter account that literally all they do is talk about charts. So like what's charting, how many weeks it's been charting for, awards that people won. It really just is a stan Twitter's way to pull up receipts when the stan bases start arguing. That's literally all data is. That's literally its only function in society. I promise.
I don't.
And
I Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
and each night, in each Grammy night, probably since like 2013, I have been on Twitter and have followed exactly what's going on. They say that this and the Met Gala is like the gays and theys Super Bowl. And the girls too. And I agree because this is, but it's funny because I also love football too. So
Mm.
it's like I get two Super Bowls in the month of February because I get the Grammys and I get the actual Super Bowl. But tonight is a big night for me personally, even though I'm not winning anything and I'm obviously not there. But I will be tuned in promptly at H. Okay, I will be clocked in. So I think we have like an hour and a half right now to get this done.
Let's
But
we hustle. We'll hustle. No worries.
okay, so we should probably just talk about because we're still talking about the Grammys real quick.
Mm.
So the albums, we're just gonna go through like the main category, which everyone knows is Album of the Year, which is the biggest category, one of the best Grammys that it is the Grammy outside of probably Song of the Year and Record of the Year for you to win. And so we all know as a Beyonce fan, my girl has still not won one yet. And it's very heartbreaking to me for her not winning one, especially last year because I thought she was really gonna win.
Oh yeah. Actually,
I,
I just finished editing that podcast where we are talking about Renaissance versus Harry the whole time, and I'm like, damn.
I and I can't believe that was last year because the album came out in 2022.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like even more like this. Everything's pissing me off. But so this year, and I think they've added like way more people into the categories. They definitely
I think
expanded it
so.
because there used to be a time where it was only like
4.
four,
That's what I was thinking. That's
but
why
now
when I
there's
was
like
like that's
seven.
why I was watching the Grammy nominations and I had the 4 and I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm familiar with this." And then they kept going and I was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift. Oh, wait, there's more."
Mm-hmm. And I don't know why they expanded the categories when you guys kind of already know. We already kind of know who you're gonna pick. Like we expanded the categories just to give people the nomination.
Mhm.
I'm not really feeling that. But for this year, the people nominated for Album of the Year are John Batiste, World Music Radio. He won 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think. 20. I think he won that in 2022. If I remember correctly. But he did win Album of the Year before. We have Boy Genius the Record. I just found out who this was, and I was like, who the fuck is Boy Genius? And I was told that it's three solo artists who just decided to make a band. And I feel like that shouldn't be allowed. I don't know. That just
Well,
feels fake.
wasn't Silk Sonic
Okay,
somewhere?
that's true. That
But
is
they're
true.
allowed to because it's Bruno Mars and
Yes, because and they deserve. They deserve.
we need
But
more of that actually, but continue.
all I know is that it's well, I was told that it's Julian Baker. I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
Phoebe Bridgers, who
I don't know.
I do know who that is, and Lucy DeCuss. I have no idea who that is.
Damn. Baby Bridges is like carrying then. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know who
Yeah,
the
because
people are. I'm
like
sorry.
who
She's
are those
carrying
other
y'all.
yeah, who are those other people? I mean, they might be someone important, but I don't know who that is. Then we have Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation.
Oh, I forgot that she was on there.
Flowers is carrying this album to be in that category. Cause
Hmm.
name one other song off this album.
No, I actually liked their Plastic Hearts record better.
Pla-
It's Plastic Hearts, right?
I am a Plastic Heart stan. If
Okay.
there are a million Plastic Heart stands, I'm one of them. If there are 100 Plastic Heart stands, I'm one of them. If there's only one Plastic Heart stand, I'm one of them. If there are zero Plastic Heart stands, I have died. I That album was a flop, but it went triple platinum on Dom's Billboard Hot 100. Okay, I played that album
It
into
was
the
so
ground.
good. Oh yeah.
It was such a good album because it was rock. There we go. Me going back to the rock elements. I loved that album
It's a good album. I
so
love like when
much.
we agree, we really agree. So
Yes.
when we somewhat agree, we're like, I don't agree with you. But like when it's like one of those things that's almost I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't know a lot of people who talk about Plastic Hearts very much. I think it's
Because
just you.
it what triple plankwood. Like I don't even know if it charted. I swear it got like 95,000 like
Yeah.
sales. Like I swear it did not do well at all. But if you are a real Miley fan, yeah, I was tapped in, not for this. I heard Flowers and I was uninterested in listening to this album. Mind you, this album also flopped. So
It did,
I don't know.
right, right.
It was not. Congrats to Miley though.
Love you,
then
Miley.
we have Lana Del Rey. Did
Oh,
you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? I also hate when like
what a
album
name.
titles are way too long. Like, don't piss me off.
Unless you're Fall Out Boy, then it's okay.
Yeah, because like I know her stands made a little acronym for it online. Like, like when a
Yeah.
title is like too long, they just make like a bunch of letters for like the acronym. I have like
I
never
didn't
really
even know
listened
that
to
she
Lana Del Rey music.
I didn't even know that she had an album
Yeah.
this year. I kind of thought she retired. I don't know why. That's rude, but
No, I know what you mean. I thought she was kind of like Katy Perry. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mhm.
Like in that Katy Perry realm of music, like
Yeah.
she'll like put out something, but it won't. You
Only time
know?
I hear
Like,
about Lana is when she has a new sugar daddy. So,
oh, isn't it like some old white guy most of the
yeah,
time?
and they're like, "It's a cop." And we're
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I
the
don't know.
copies. It's the copy. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um,
I don't
I
know any
actually
of the
don't know.
songs on that
I feel
one.
like I don't know why this is here because maybe it's
No
a song off
noise.
there that I've heard, but I don't know that it's Lana.
Mm.
But okay.
Okay.
Um, we have Janelle Monáe, "The Age of Pleasure."
I love Janelle Monáe,
I know one song off this album.
but I didn't know she was on.
Yeah, I do know one song off this album, and it's actually a pretty good song. Honestly, because we really just have been listening to all these other albums, it kind of doesn't give me an opportunity to listen to newer
You know
albums
what? I
either.
get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to listen to this album in full because I really liked the album. I feel like there's a lot of controversy, maybe not controversy, and maybe it was just in Black Twitter, but during this time, Janelle Monáe came out, and it was just like titties, like amazing, beautiful, frack, perfect. She looked amazing in this rollout, and everyone was like, "Why were you wearing those?" Oh my God, what's the mayor from Chicago? What's their name?
Littlefield, right?
Yeah, Littlefoot, Lori
Littlefoot.
Lightfoot, or
Lori
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
They're like, why are you wearing these Lori Lightfoot suits and you have like boobs, like you got a body, sister? But then everyone was like, she's selling sex, and people got mad at her. But I was like, okay, but if I had like titties like that, I would 100% like put them in a rollout just like that. So that's the only thing I actually know about this album is that one song and her boobs looked amazing. That's it. And I think maybe for that reason only, maybe she should win. I don't know. I don't know.
Dan Dom's a fan of the titties, and that's what you know what? Understood. I also when I watch, girl group videos or like any female artist, I'm just like, "Oh, her boobs look amazing." Like,
Yes,
damn.
like she looked phenomenal. And I'm like, yeah, give her that album of the year just for that, just for the cover alone. And then the next person we have is Olivia Rodrigo, Guts. I only listened to Vampire and I didn't like
No.
it, so I didn't listen to this whole album.
I didn't listen to this album either. I only know Vampire, I didn't like it, so I didn't continue it. The thing is I liked her first album, Sour, like a lot. I liked that one a lot. And I was gonna give this next one a chance, but I just really didn't like Vampire, and then I didn't feel any. You know what? Maybe I did listen to some stuff because I know she had a background song for the Mean Girls trailer, and she also had some trending ones for Twitter or for TikTok, and I did like them. They're not boring songs from what I've heard, from the things that I have heard. I'll give her that for now. But I didn't listen to the whole thing, so I don't have I don't have much comments. It's just that's my half Filipino little sister, so you go outing, get it done.
Yeah, like I mean, we have to listen to Sour anyway because it's on this list.
Yeah, I
So
like sour.
maybe I'll listen to Guts. We'll see. I don't know. Probably not. Why am I
Well, we
lying?
might if we
Anyway.
still continue to decide to do this album of the year thing later.
Oh
But
yeah, that's true. Maybe we
we'll
should just
see.
like make it. We'll just make an episode like
Like
later
a yeah.
after we find out who wins. We should do an episode. Okay,
Mhm.
so then we have Taylor Swift, Midnights. To everyone's surprise, I have actually listened to this album in full twice.
Did you like it?
I didn't hate it,
Oh.
but I did not like it either.
Ah.
It's just like not. It's just not for me. I liked vigilante shit,
Huh.
and I
Didn't
think
like that one
that
that much.
the singles don't sound bad to me because they're singles. I don't really care for Anti-Hero, like, personally, but if it's on, I think it's just because it's, like, radio programmed into me now because I've heard
Mhm.
it so much.
Mhm.
I think Karma is a terrible song, though, and the Ice Spice remix is even
I think
worse.
Karma was a re-release, I think, from what I gathered on Twitter. It was an actual
Is it?
I think it was an older song or older unreleased song and it got re-released. Something like that. Oh no, no, Cruel
Oh.
Summer. Sorry. I got it
Yeah, I was
mixed
say
up.
I thought
Cruel
that's Cruel
Summer.
Summer.
No, Karma.
Yeah,
I don't
which
remember
I
Karma.
thought was Olivia Rodrigo at first, and I got yelled at work because there are a lot of Swifties that I work with, and I said, "This is sounds like an Olivia Rodrigo
Oh, I
ripoff," and
remember that tweet.
they were like, "Cruel Summer came out
I
first!" Like
remember
they
that
just
tweet.
started ripping me a new one, and I was like, "Now why would I know that?"
I remember that. Yeah,
Yes,
I remember that. No, I mean, Midnight, not her best album in my opinion, maybe top 3, but to be fair, I did listen to that entire album a million times because I was going through a breakup when it came out. So, a little
I
biased.
I also just don't like the album cover. That's just a really big thing for me, and I don't like the
I
album
was gonna say,
cover.
like you frequently comment on album covers,
I
and
do,
so
I know.
I'm not surprised that that's something. And you know what? It's still a part of the album in terms of
It's so, and
packaging
that's why they
and
have a
how it's.
they have Grammys for that, like
Yeah,
album packaging, which I
yeah.
think is so amazing because some albums and the way that they're presented, just the cover art and like
Hmm.
everything that goes with it, it makes me intrigued to want to listen to it. She's holding up a lighter with smeared eyeshadow on. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, I mean, her packaging for her other albums, specifically the 1989 stuff, way better.
Correct.
Which is
Correct.
on the list also. Thank God, because I actually kind of like that. I actually like that one. But yeah, no, Midnight. I mean, Bejeweled, I resonated with me because again, going through a breakup. So bias.
Honestly, I was just grateful that it came out after Renaissance because I was like, okay, maybe Beyonce might have a chance to win something. So I was like, thank you, Miss Swift. Thank you so much. This is your charity. This is your reparations, Miss Swift. Thank you. And then she lost to Harry, so it didn't even really matter.
Mm,
But I definitely listened to it because, like, look, if everyone's talking about it, I'm gonna listen to it. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna go listen to it. So I did, and then I was like,
not bad.
well,
All right. It is a
not
Taylor Swift
bad.
album, you know, pop.
It's yeah, like it's a Taylor Swift album. And I think the only other albums I've listened to her in full are Evermore and Folklore.
Oh, those one of those is on. I think Folklore is on there.
I think Folklore is on it, which I think is the better album than
I
Evermore. I think that album I actually have the most saved songs off of it. I think I have like 6 saved songs off of Folklore.
hmm,
I really like August and I really like Cardigan.
I
This
do
just
like
became a Taylor
Cardigan.
Swift
It
podcast.
I say at
You
least
know
y'all
that?
know that we're not Taylor Swift haters, and when it comes time to criticize her, it's not because we hate Taylor Swift. It's just specific things. But
Yeah,
yes.
no. I would never be like, I hate her because like that whole Taylor hate train is very annoying. She's popular, she's here to stay. Everyone just needs to get over it.
Hmm.
That's
Although my
that's just
mom this
basically it.
weekend was very like, I don't know why it got brought up, but we were talking about her and Travis Kelsey, and she was, and my little brother was like, "Oh, power couple," and my mom was like, "Why? They don't contribute anything to society or to America." And I was like, "Well, they're successful. That's why they're a power couple." And she's like, "But they don't contribute to America." And I'm like, "Mom,
I don't think that's the criteria.
I don't contribute to America. Am I not like okay?" And she's just quiet. I'm like, "Mom, you're secretly a communist. It's time to just admit it." You know what I mean? Because she's
And
so
she's like, no.
anti-communist, anti-socialist, and every time I like call her a socialist or communist, because she frequently like voices some ideas, and I'm like, "Wow, you kind of Bernie Sanders in here," and she's like, "No." I'm like, "Mom, you're not a real capitalist." Get so upset.
No, wait till she meets Esther in real life.
Oh, they will be like, they get along real quick. That is they are the same immigrant middle child of sisters pushing cars, you know.
No one who watches this is gonna think that part's funny, but if you know, you know. Oh my god. I
Even
can't.
Esther won't think it's funny. She'll be like,
I know.
"I was serious about that." Oh, Esther.
Oh
Our
man.
friend
Okay,
Esther.
so the last album is SZA SOS. Um, we already spoke about this the last episode. Like, sorry, like give my girl the album of the year. Like,
Yes.
honestly, it needs the three people I think it needs to be between is Taylor, Olivia, and SZA.
Same.
Everyone else, like, who are you people?
I
But we all
completely
know
agree.
Taylor's gonna win.
I agree.
We know Taylor's
Unless they
gonna
want
win
to
it.
shake it up a little bit and give
And
SZA
that's
her
kind of like,
flowers.
but my thing is when they do try to,
Because they're gonna think it's
I
like a gimmick type of thing. Or
right, and like
for
I don't
ratings.
like when it was Beyonce for self-titled, she should have won that,
Hmm.
and everyone's like, oh, she's gonna win it, and then Beck. Name one Beck song.
Loser, but that was that was like back in the 90s.
Yeah, name one Beck song on that album.
No, I
I'll
don't.
wait.
I just remember Kanye hearing it one time. I remember that story about Kanye hearing Beck in the restaurant. He'd be like, "This is a good song," and they're like, "Oh, that's Beck," and he starts laughing. That's all I remember about that Beck album.
Like, okay. Enough
SZA,
already.
I want
Enough said
SZA to
already.
have.
But
I
like
want her to have
SZA,
hers.
she had the opportunity to actually more music, I guess, trivia. She had the opportunity to break Michael Jackson's record for most Grammy wins in a night because she has been nominated for 9. But unfortunately, she lost earlier in the because they're actually giving out Grammys right now. So she lost. What is it called? She lost best R&B album to Victoria Monet, who won
Mm,
for Jaguar too.
mm.
So I don't know. She might be able to tie with him now,
Okay.
but she won't be able to win it. What like beat his album? I was hoping that she could, so they could stop bringing it up. The stands I hate the most are Michael Jackson stands because they want to bully Beyonce, and I don't care.
Oh,
I don't like you stands. You guys are nasty people. I do not care. And I was hoping SZA
I'm
could
about to
one
fight
up
my
them.
mom.
My mom too. My mom is a
my
Michael
mom,
Jackson
my mom and Dom's mom
fan.
against Dom.
Got to be. I have nothing against Michael Jackson. I just don't like his fans. His
Mm.
fans are mean people.
Well,
And anyway, I was really hoping that she could beat that record. I really hope that they don't play in her face. I think it was a really good album. She has like a bunch of songs off of there. There are songs that were even nominated for Grammys that weren't even single tracks.
yep.
They were actually album tracks. Like Ghost in
I
the
love that.
Machine just won. Um, I know that she got nominated for Kill Bill. I know she got nominated for Snooze. Those were like
Great songs.
the songs that like the single songs. But then she got nominated for Low, which is an album track for I think it was like best rap sung
Mhm.
performance.
Mhm.
Wow, I know so much. I really love the Grammys. I
Yeah.
actually like really love them. But I'm excited to see what happens. One of my last critiques though is I really, really, really hate how they put a lot of the what seems to be black categories in the pre-show and not the main show. They basically just they went through all the R&B and hip hop awards already. They don't even do best rap
Mm.
album in the main show anymore, which
Hmm.
is nutty. It's crazy to me.
Considering how like popular R&B
Rap
and rap
is.
is today, like when I think pop, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was like, huh, maybe I'm like into K-pop. I've been into K-pop lately because like, white pop essentially is more over there right now because we don't because what's popular here right now is, rap and R&B stuff, which is not bad, but like there's a reason why I'm not listening to American pop these days. There's not that much American pop going on. So, kind of
Dua
weird that
Lipa.
yeah, but what's her last? Well, the Barbie song,
Yeah, the Barbie song. Yeah.
Dua
Oh, and
Lipa.
Houdini. That's flopping.
Which one's Houdini? Oh, okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm like, Ariana just came out with something, but that's an H&M song, as that lady got bullied over.
I said
And
that if you want Break My Soul, the Queen's mix from Timu, go listen to Yes and. That's what
I don't
that
support
is.
that lady. You know what sucks is I didn't like Ariana before when she first started. I don't know for some stupid like younger early 20s reason.
Yes.
And then
I remember this.
and then after she licked the donut, I was like, fuck Ariana Grande. You should not be licking donuts, ho. And then the Manchester thing happened, and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe she's a good-hearted person. All this Mac Miller stuff happened, and you're like, you know what? I fuck with Ariana music. I like it. She's a good voice. I'll get over the peanut butter mouth. And now she does this fuck shit constantly with SpongeBob ass, and I'm just like, I don't like this woman. I am done. You have ruined your second chance. And I saw her at Disneyland with my friend. She was mean. Well, she wasn't mean. She was like a diva. Like, she's exactly who you think she would be. But she was like, I don't like that. Be approachable, bitch.
Yes, be a nicer person if you're gonna be a man stealer. You can't be a homewrecker and nasty.
Yeah. Regardless, I still do like her older albums. Anyway, okay. She's not even a part of like Grammys. Let's continue.
She's not.
Sorry
Okay,
about
but
this.
anyway, those are the people who are listed for SOS, not SOS, for the Freudian slip.
I too am rooting for SOS. That was the album of Emmeline's heart
The
this year.
album of the year.
And
SOS,
last year.
but,
Last year.
These are the nominations for album of the year. Really want my girl SZA to win. We can explore this after.
Yes.
We should just have like a post Grammy.
That's what I was
discussion.
thinking. I agree.
Yeah, I think that would actually be cool.
No weekly check-ins. How are we doing, Dom?
Chilling? I'm old. I threw my back out. It hurts really bad right now. And I have a wedding to go to this week, and I have another event to go to this week. And I am wearing heels for both of these events. So I'm like laying low, icing, and doing like icy hot for the next few days and just gonna chill. But yeah,
I love how in sync we are. Because last pod, I was the one with my back thrown out, and I was standing every 30 minutes to make sure that we're recovered, and now Dom had. Very nice.
Just two old ladies.
Just two old ladies here with our headphones shitting on Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Which is funny because I actually really love Ariana Grande's music. When I met Emmeline and she was like shitting on Ariana, I was like, no, like her music's so good. And I'm gonna say like I still think her music is very good. Like one of my favorite albums ever is Sweetener. I have listened to that album I've listened to that album so many times. But it's just really funny to see me also kind of switch up to and be like, damn, you're kind of not a good lady. Like,
which is good. Though, that's good. That means that you can separate, and that gives no excuse to all you people who still stan R. Kelly and well, Kanye be doing some bullshit, but it's not as bad.
And honestly, R. Kelly, well, not just R. Kelly, but Kanye too. And like Chris Brown.
Oh, Chris Brown.
And even Doja Cat. Like
Doja Cat do be doing shit.
She does, but it's like, come on, like, work with me here, like, just be normal for like, or just don't go online.
We're poor PR people. It's just like, oh, not again. Like,
yeah, that's, oh man.
Anyway, yes, yeah, my week was good. I don't have that. No updates other than my back has. Actually, so what happened with my back is I was telling you I had sciatic pain last week, and it was getting better, and it was bad. It was better. And then I actually threw out my back. So I was like on the ground, like straight up for 24 hours. And now my back, like all the pains, everything is gone. I'm just like, weird. But now my doctor.
What do you mean on your back? Let me know, because my back still hurts.
So I mean, like, you shouldn't be, if you're going to be sitting down, you should be perpendicular, right? But that's really hard to do. So, but this was like right after I threw my back out, though. You just kind of like go flat on the ground, try to neutralize your back. Like, not do anything, but put your knees,
I know what you mean.
Your
like
knees
tuck
up. And your knees like a triangle.
Bottom.
Yeah. Why you always got that?
I don't know.
Right. But yeah, no, it's And then icy hot. I was using I was using Tiger Balm, and I put ice, and then and then again now miraculously recovered, but now possibly have a kidney stone. So we are out here.
Mind you, I'm getting a CT scan on Tuesday.
All we need. Okay, you know what? I'm very happy that we at least have insurance. We are actually lucky, thank God. Yeah. It's actually hard to do like some medical shit though. I'm just like, man, I miss Kaiser. That shit was easier.
I miss my.
We need to implement socialism.
We're gonna get flagged for the socialism podcast. Because it's like the 5th time we've talked about like.
I'm just saying, Kaiser makes everything easier for me. But yeah, that's done. Okay, we good with the weekend check. 2 songs we like. Dom, you can go first.
Yes. So first song, because we were just talking about, which is funny. Miley Cyrus, "Adore." That was on the Bangers album. One of her best out. I'm low key. I really do actually like Miley, but
I love
Bangers.
Mike.
I don't care what anyone says. 23 was a monumental era. Wrecking Ball,
Mm.
Love Money Party, Adore, Get It Right. That song with Britney Spears. I can't remember the title right now. That was an era. Miley with that blonde,
Pixie
like a
cut,
little
kind of?
bit cooler pixie cut, Karen cut. I don't know what that was, but that was an era, and I don't care. Sometimes appropriation, when done right, works, and that was that one time it worked. And I really like that era. I really like the song, which is funny because I was just talking to you earlier about how I don't really like slow songs and don't really like
I was gonna
ballads.
say, you
But this
just told
song
me.
is basically that, but it's really good and I like it. It's one of my favorite songs by Miley Cyrus, honestly. Not Hannah Montana, because those are two separate people. So there I categorize my Miley Cyrus songs and then I categorize my Hannah Montana songs because that is not Hannah. That is Miley. Second song, because I'm trying to do, I think with my songs, I'm gonna pick like an older song that I like
Mm-hmm.
and then like a newer song that I like, just like to show some type of range.
Mm.
So next song is V's Kinda Money. I did not know who V's was probably like a few months ago, but he's a rapper from Detroit, I
Mhm.
think. Detroit, yes. And when I first heard this music, I said, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible music. Because there's just like a certain way that like Michigan, Detroit rappers rap, and
Mhm.
it always sounds like offbeat or
Mhm.
muffled. I remember one of
Mhm.
my critiques online was it's like, why does it sound like V's goes into the studio and records on an iPhone and then just throws the music over it? And everyone's like, that's the allure of the music. I said, why would that ever be alluring? Like, where's the production? I feel like production is really big for me, which is
Mhm.
so funny why I started to like this music. It's growing on me. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, a 22-year-old put me onto this. I know I should not be around children, but they were like, "Oh, like, do you know V's?" And I was like, "Heard of them." And then like they started listening to them. They're like, "Yeah, this is the new wave." And I'm like, "What is this bullshit?" But I will listen to as an older woman. I say that loosely. I will listen to the young kids rap because I personally just like it more. I'm not gonna say it's better, but I like it more than like older, or I guess what you would consider classic rap. So when I heard that he was a new rapper or new-ish, I was like, all right, I'll listen to that. So yeah. Anyway, those are my two songs for the week: Miley Cyrus, "Adore," and V's "Kinda Money." So what are yours, Emmeline?
I do not have well, like you're gonna doing a new song and an old song. I don't really I was just thinking of stuff. But I've actually started thinking cuz like I think I'm just not that I'm surprised, but you saying that you realize that you like electric guitar. I think that just kept in my it's been in my brain for a lot. So then I was like, maybe I'll show her some stuff that I used to listen to. So my first song is by the Runaways. That was a all girl rock band back in the 70s, and they were like teenagers. Like the lead singer, I think she was 15, Cherie Curry, when she started. This is Joan Jett's first band and everything. And they were kind of like they were pretty important, or they were like iconic type of thing, because that wasn't teenage girls. They got discovered randomly, and they weren't huge, but they did play in Japan. They did travel the world and everything like that. When I was in early college, I got into them when I was like in high school. That's how I discovered them on YouTube, and they had that movie, The Runaways, with starring Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning. But they were one of the first, I guess, not classic rock, but it was a little bit harder rock
Mhm.
than I had been used to. And yeah, so thinking of electric guitar, one of their songs that I really started to appreciate, lead guitar solos is called Neon Angels on the Road to Ruin. Their lead guitarist is Lita Ford, and she's still like an iconic guitarist, and her solos, so good. Like Joan Jett's like legend or whatever, but Lita Ford's guitar solo on that, so good. But I was debating between that and their other song, which is more of a cover, and it's called Rock and Roll. It was originally done by Velvet Underground, and but specifically Rock and Roll, their cover at the Tokyo Dome live, because in the original recording that they did for that cover, they had used a different bassist, and it was a man that they used for that bassist instead of using the girl, Jackie Fox, because they thought that she wasn't good enough. But you can hear her bass line in the live version, and it's just, I really like good bass lines, and it was just really good to me. But that, technically, that's just one for me. And then the other one is um the other song that I like that's also rock, probably screamo, it would be more, is by Seosin. I learned about Seosin when I was in middle school. That was when emo started becoming popular. My best friend at the time was into emo and screamo, so she shared that with me. That was my first
Mom, it's just a
introduction.
stage. It's not a stage, mom.
I know. I was kind of like, when I was listening to the lyrics, I was like, well, Dom actually, when she likes punk, she likes more of the "fuck the police, yeah, fuck you" type of
Yeah.
thing. Which is not when I was listening to the screamo stuff. I'm just like, oh, that's not like the same. Like screamo's like, oh, slit my wrist, black my eyes type of thing. Not the same as "fuck the police." But Seosin, I Can Tell, like that. It's called "I Can Tell." When I first heard it at the time, I don't think it was released yet. We called it the demo song, and we got it from, like, I don't know if it was Kaza or whatever. So for years, I just thought it was Seosin demo song. But it's also actually called "I Can Tell." And I know that they
I can
released the
tell.
studio album, but it's not as good as the original demo song with Anthony Green screaming. And yeah,
Wait,
recently listened to it. Very
let's.
nice to me. Brings me back. Ah, Seosin.
Damn, I want to listen to this later.
Yeah, you should listen to that. I think you should listen to the Runaways.
I think it's just so funny how you were thinking about the electric guitar comment that I made,
Hmm.
and then I was also thinking about that this week too. Just listening to my typical music, and I like listen to some live versions of the songs that I like, or when fans make they make kind of like tour concepts. And I love like when
Tour
fans
con.
make tour concepts of where they basically put in like their own guitars and their own chords, like, oh, like this
Oh,
is
like
what,
in
yeah,
different
like
bass.
this is what,
Yeah,
yeah,
different.
like this is what this song would sound like if they were performing it live. And
Oh.
a lot of one artist, I keep talking about him, but Playboy Cardi, right? He has a lot of electric guitar
Mhm.
in his performances now. So a lot of the fans, they will take tour concepts and basically make their own chords, own strings, own sequences and own runs, and then mix it together. And they are so good. There's
That's
like
so
a thing.
cool. I wanna
I
hear it
know.
now.
I know it's it's
I
actually
didn't know
so
those
good.
people I didn't know people did that. That's like, oh man, people are so creative. If I
No,
had
they're
just
so
like an
and
ounce of talent like that.
they're so creative. There used to be a page that I followed called B Releases that did the same thing with like Beyonce tours.
Mm.
They would actually listen and like record like the tours is like when people were filming. Basically, they would have a
Recreate
compilation
it.
of a bunch of yeah, recreate it and have a compilation of a bunch of the clips of the show. Listen to all the clips and then take all the sounds and make it into a studio version. It was insane, so creative. But then Parkwood found out and they said take it down or we're gonna sue. But
I was gonna
I still have a lot of those albums because they're better than the ones that
I was gonna say, like, it's so
Beyonce
crazy how fans do all this shit for free, and you get
for
free publicity
free.
and you get free like recognition for this, and then you guys kind of ruin it. Like, come on, guys. Like, they made it better. They made it better.
Like put them on your team. I just think that
Yeah.
that's
That
something that it's because those versions. I feel like I know those versions more than I do
mhm.
like the Beyonce, which is again that's the reason why copyright exists because that's a direct replacement of the actual product.
Just pay them and get the light. Like, just, pay them
I
and you
know.
re-release. Girl, I don't know.
And
Maybe,
just
I don't
re-release
know.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, the electric guitars they basically recreate the songs and make their own sequence of what it would sound like live.
Hmm.
And I'm like on the train like
Yeah. That's
like
actually one of the reasons why, like, I have my parents will be like, why do you want to go to these concerts live? Like, you can just listen to
oh,
them. And I'm like, because they change it up.
Not the same.
Even Blackpink changes their shit up and live stuff. It sounds different. And even if maybe they're lip singing, probably are, it's still like the production is great. I mean, like one of my favorite K-pop band back in the day, 21, my favorite song from them is very pop. But my favorite rendition of it is a live concert where they did a rock version of it. So I'm gonna go to
One
a
of my
concert
favorite
now.
performances ever by Doja Cat is when she did Say So, the rock edition.
That was a good
Oh
one, yeah.
my God. I'm still waiting for someone to make a studio version for that. That should have been the original song. Not to say that I don't like Say So, but she hates it. We all know she hates it. She talks about so much how it was a money grab and she hates the song. I think it's good.
I like Say So.
But the rock version eats shits on the original version. The rock version, I I also loved Brat's Rock Angels when they first came out. That was me and Diva shit. I think that's when it first started for me. I was like, yeah, maybe I am a rock star. I should have learned how to play guitar.
Here, you can play. You know, guitar's not that hard, Dom. We're gonna learn.
A
Next
lot of
project,
people
once
say
we finish
that.
this, Dom learns how to do guitar, and I will learn how to sing.
Okay, we're gonna do that. That's gonna be our next
Next
what
project.
is our next project, next segment, I guess.
Yes. And people
The
just hear me
hobby.
going, la.
You're like, hello,
Hello.
baby. It's like, oh, turn that shit off. Okay.
It's like, why is this a podcast? God damn.
That's like the TV show Made back in the day on
Okay.
MTV. I loved that show. Like I want to be made into a cheerleader, or I want to be like made into like the football guy, or made into like the lead cast talent of school or whatever. Well, we said this was supposed to be short, and
I
here we are.
know. Every time. It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
all right. We're locking in. We're locking in for real
We're
now.
locked
Okay.
in. We are locked in.
Okay, so
So,
this week the
good.
albums. Yes, we did 470 through. Oh,
461.
yes. Okay. I don't have my glasses on, so the 61 looks like an 81 for a second. I was like, is this backwards? Oh my God, I'm old. Okay. So 470
Dom is the
to
younger one in this group.
461. And this week we had Juvenile, 400 Degreez. Do we know how to pronounce this guy's name?
No,
Manu
I was
Chao.
gonna say Manu Chao. Sorry,
Manu
man.
Chao.
Clandestino?
Clandestino.
Oh, Clandestino.
Yeah. The Rolling Stones, Some Girls, Maxwell, Black Summer's Night, Black Uhuru, Red, King Sunny Ade, The Best of the Classic Years, The Isley Brothers 3+3, Laura Nyro, Eli and the 13th Confession, The Flying Burrito Brothers, is this Gilded?
Gilded. Yeah.
Okay, Gilded Palace of Sin, and Bon Iver, Bon
Yes.
Iver Forever.
Bon Iver.
I'm not pronouncing it like that. It's ridiculous. Should not be pronounced like that. It's crazy.
I mean, it's supposed to be like good winter. That's what it's bon like Iver, but they don't even spell it correctly, so it's fine. Whatever.
Oh, what is
Bon
it?
Iver.
French?
Yeah. Bon,
Oh,
good, Iver,
that's not his
winter.
name.
No, we've had this conversation already. It's a band, girl. His name is like Jacob. Like Jacob Anthony, something like that.
Oh hell
Dom, we
no.
literally had this conversation
No, we
last week.
didn't.
We literally had this conversation.
My CTE is kicking in. Please give me some grace. You know I've had a lot of concussions. I don't remember this, and I have long COVID. Like please.
You did get COVID a few times.
I got
Not
COVID
because
twice.
not because it's her fault. It's just
No.
random ass dirty people outside being
No,
rude.
because the first time I go outside to a concert in multiple years, masked, I take my mask down for a little bit so I can sing the lyrics. I went to go see Kyle, the rapper, and I got fucking COVID at the Kyle concert. That was not super duper. That made me so upset. And I had COVID and I was alone with my COVID. And all I wanted to do was go outside. And I fucking caught COVID.
And then the second time, she just went to a casual dinner
Dude, I went
After
to
COVID spread has been
like
done.
after like the main like because we're still in COVID, like to be honest, but
Yeah,
like
technically,
after
yeah.
like the main spikes, I went to go get lunch with my friend from Philly and her friend. We went to like the big ass Starbucks in Chelsea. I don't even think we got into the Starbucks, but we went to like Chelsea Market and fucking got COVID there. What like it's so unfair. I wasn't like it was so unfair the way I was catching COVID. Like I was just trying
Meanwhile,
to like be happy and catching COVID.
Meanwhile, my firm had basically a super spreader event at our work. Literally over 50 people in our firm across all of our firms from LA to like San Diego, everywhere got COVID. They implemented a mask mandate, and I was like one of 3 people who didn't get it. And if I did, I didn't know. But I was wearing my mask, don't worry. But yeah, luck, I guess. Just random stuff.
It's such a bullshit. Fuck COVID. Anyway, it took away all my formative young adult years.
True. I just had a conversation with somebody. I am mentally still 28. Dom is probably mentally still 25. That's where I'm at.
No, like I think I might be 24. I was
24.
24 when COVID happened. Yeah, I'm mentally still
I'm
24.
28, bro. I'm 28, 29. Like, treat me as such. Still a young adult. Not a full
Exactly.
grown adult yet. All
Okay.
right. Let's start with Juvenile. I don't know if you have a lot to say. I only have a little bit to say.
The only thing I have to say is black people really love him, obviously.
Mm.
I don't know. I didn't know much about him. The only song I know off this album is kind of like the Daddy Yankee situation is Back That
Back that
Ass
ass
Up.
up. Yeah.
And then wait, the other one, Ha. It's not
There was
pronounced
a
like that.
second one. But I didn't write it down. I just wrote back that ass
It's
up.
that's not how you pronounce the song and my white girlness is showing right now cuz that's definitely not how you pronounce it.
What
But
I know about
I'm from the north, so
Juvenile is Slow Motion, and that is not on this album. That Slow Motion was one of my favorite songs growing up. Slow
I'm still
motion for me.
laughing at that
Slow
because, like,
motion for me.
why is that one of your songs
I
that you
don't know. I
know?
think at that time it was when I started watching a lot of MTV, and that was one of those songs that was always on. And I love that song.
Oh, yeah, it is pronounced. It is ha, but he's like ha. I didn't say that right. Yeah, I didn't say that right at all. But
Sorry. Okay. So,
okay,
for me to start,
let's start.
I had honestly, I kind of had low expectations of it just because I didn't really know what to expect, and I only knew slow motion. I don't know. I just don't. It The cover art reminded me of early 2000s, but somebody made it for him type of thing. I didn't really feel any. I was just like, all right, well, let's see what's gonna happen. I had low expectations, but that first intro, I got really excited. I think that first song, for some reason,
Right.
that I was like, yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good." And then I was like, low key, immediately disappointed. Immediately, I was just like, that didn't go the direction I thought it was gonna go. It's not like I thought it was bad or anything. I was just like, I thought we were doing something here, something in my lane, but it didn't do it for me.
This just like isn't the rap music for me. I'm
Yeah.
also not a southern rap person. Like I'm from New York. Like I'm
Mhm.
a New Yorker. So like the Juvenile and Jay-Z remix, I
That was a good
enjoyed
one.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Hearing Young Little Wayne was like
I
crazy, and
agree.
he was like
It was so
15.
weird.
It was like 14 or
Yeah.
15 during this time. I think he was like super super young.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean,
Um, Obviously Juvenile, it's a rap album, and I think it was in the early 2000s, maybe before the 10s, I think is when this came out. Had to have been because Back That Ass Up was on it. But for me, as a general thing, it just kind of reminded me of the songs that we would listen to. So I played basketball in high school, and we would get shuttled everywhere for our games and everything. Middle school and high school get shuttled everywhere. And this just reminds me of songs that we used to listen to on the bus together. And during practice and during warm ups and everything, basketball practice. That's the type of music. It wasn't like I hated it or anything. It was like, oh, this kind of takes me back. Reminds me of like trying to get hyped up for my game for practice, whatever. But that's all I really have to say for it. I don't. I wish the whole album sounded like that first song or something was gonna do something with it. But Back That Others was good. Back That
yeah,
Others.
that's like one of the biggest songs, I feel like, when you go out to a party. Like, like when you hear that song, it's like, oh, I gotta run to the dance floor. Like, about to shake my ass. But like this, I don't know. The album cover, actually, I really fuck with.
Real? Well, you know why? It looks like
It's like one of
the
those
artwork that you would
t-shirts.
put on t-shirts. Exactly. I was like, it looks like those graphic t-shirts that you like.
which
But
is which is like where those graphic teachers, because I've seen out like I grew up looking at album covers like this.
yeah.
So what year is this? 98? Oh my god, I was only like
Oh, it wasn't
3.
even the 2000s. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't hate it. It's just I don't know, maybe it is because I grew up seeing those types of album covers where it just feels very old style to me and like, very Microsoft Paint, to me. Just a little bit.
like like I know graphic design.
Yeah, graphic design is my
I
passion.
do graphic design and it's paint.
But I do appreciate that style on graphic tees now, and I think it's because I don't know, maybe your generation. I make it sound like your generation revived it, but it does feel I do kind of like
But
it
like
on tees now.
I feel like we did. And you wanna know why? Because
Mm,
like when I used to go to concerts, I recently just went to the Travis Scott Utopia concert, right?
mm-hmm,
I bought like his actual merch.
mm-hmm,
Like I bought like 3 t-shirts. I think like they were like $50 each. I know, crazy.
mm,
But that's like how much like a tortilla is. And I really liked the tortillas that he had. So I bought a few. Then like outside they were selling like the, knockoff, wonky, like wannabe like tortillas. And
mm-hmm.
like back in the day I would never buy them because everyone would be like, oh, this fake ass tortilla. But now it's in style to have a tea that looks like
Mm-hmm.
fake knockoff tea. So I bought one and I wear it to the gym.
Yeah, that's a good place to wear it at the gym. I mean, it's like that for my friend at K-pop too. Like the knockoff tees look better than their actual ones. I actually every time
Right.
I've been pretty disappointed going to lots of the merch booths nowadays. I'm just like,
They're not
I don't
good.
want to spend like $60 on this. Like, you don't do anything with it. Like, give me something more. But I get it. I mean, I do like get on the graphic tees nowadays because now there's some effort in it. I guess it gives you a little bit more style, something a little bit edge. But yeah. Not much. That's really all I have to say. Not. I have nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah. So that's Juvenile.
Okay.
400 degrees.
Yes. Next album is Manu Chao. Shit.
Clandestino.
Yeah, you say that. Yeah. Clandestino.
I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm. I did like it.
Yeah, this isn't reggaeton. This is like I don't even know what is this called. Like
I mean, I think
what
it's just
genre?
Spanish music. I
Is he Puerto Rican?
No. See, I was gonna make a comment about this because so I did do a little bit of background research on this because I have never heard of
Uh
this
huh.
album before and why everyone liked it and why it was so good. And with I didn't actually look up the lyrics, but from what I've gathered, what everyone said about it, it was actually one of those albums where he did talk about I don't say politics, but it was like the issues with immigration and border stuff because he was
Mm.
traveling and wandering around at this time when he was making this album. But he's not Latino, he's French.
Excuse me?
And so people were just like, I'm not sure how I feel about him speaking on these issues because it is important to speak on the issues, but he's not.
What do you mean? He's nationality wise French?
They said he's a Frenchman because he
And
has.
he
I mean,
speaks
obviously
Spanish.
he does speak Spanish. He spoke English. He spoke French, but I think he's. They said he's French.
Oh hell no! How you gonna cosplay as a Puerto Rican? What the fuck?
Wait, why is he Puerto Rican? Why is he Puerto Rican?
he
He's not Puerto.
looks Puerto Rican.
Okay,
Oh
he's a French
hell no!
singer of Spanish descent, but he
He is
started in Paris. It
he
says
is a European.
he's European.
What
Yeah,
is
let's
this
see.
name?
Okay. Oh my God, he's Basque. This is one of my people.
What does that mean?
His mom is from Basque country, so Spanish, but like the countryside Spanish, sheep herding Spanish. And his father, so that's why Basque, he could be Spanish Basque or French Basque, probably French Basque. And his father is from Galicia, so Spanish. And then they moved to France to escape. It says they moved to France, they moved to Paris to avoid a dictatorship.
In Spain?
Mm-hmm. He's Spanish.
Oh.
Grew
well.
up in Paris, so I guess that changes your view a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know if I like this album anymore now. I
That's one
agree
of
with
those
the
things I
critic.
was, like, trying to, like, discern. I don't know how to talk about it or address it just because it's, like, I guess at that time, when is this, one 90s album?
Yeah, 90s.
I mean, were
But
people
this like
talking
reminds
about
me
those things?
this
No,
reminds
but
me of like when people were coming over, like, okay, maybe I didn't think he was Puerto Rican. It really felt like more Cuban. And
mhm. He
I
was inspired by Cuban, mhm,
and they were coming over here in the 90s and the 80s through
mhm,
immigration when they were trying to avoid what was going on with Fidel Castro.
mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he did
It's so
these
interesting.
people were talking about how it's good that he talked about these things, it's the struggles and stuff, and he expressed it nicely and everything. Um, I can see why that was a good thing back in the 90s because were there people of like Latinos talking about it? Did they even have the opportunity? But it still, it's kind of feels weird that a Frenchman would. But he did go through stuff, but also at the same time, like,
Hmm.
But I did
I
like
thought
the
this.
album for the most part. My standout was Por el Suelo. It was kind of melancholic. I really liked it.
Wait, let me go to my playlist that I made because I think I added some of the songs on there.
Hmm. And there was one song. It's Desaparecido. I took French, guys. Imagine this is a French word. Because he's French.
Wait, let me go back to it again. Let me look at it.
Desaparecido. I like that one because it made me feel like I was traveling around like a Spanish speaking country. Like, there's some songs where you're like, oh, I feel like I am in the moment, like traveling and stuff. That's what that made me
Oh my
feel
god,
like.
literally one of these titles I think is French, bro. The fourth one. That's not Spanish.
Which one's the fourth one?
J net te ame plus. This is not
Oh,
Spanish.
is
That's
it
all.
Je t'aime plus or
Yes.
something like that?
No, jet. Yeah, that's not
What's that
English. I mean,
about?
that's not Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. Because he did so. Oh, yeah. Je ne t'aime plus. I don't love you more. I love you more. Je
Wow.
ne t'aime. Mhm.
Oh, and then he had another one, La Vie à tu. I can't obviously, guys. I don't
La
speak
Via
French.
too. Yeah, La
Ah,
Via too. Yeah, he has I think he has a Portuguese, some song Portuguese in here too, right? I know, well, French,
oh,
Spanish, and
so
English.
he's just picking. So this is Drake. That's all I'm hearing. This this man is the '90s Drake. You're just taking like whatever you want and then just like making it into an album when you feel like it.
Oh,
We're
it
on the
is. Oh,
Afrobeats
it
kick
is
right.
Brazilian Portuguese. That's yeah, yeah. That's the Portuguese one. Yeah, he has a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
Good on him to learn all this stuff without
Mind
Duolingo.
you, I thought this was all like Puerto Rican music, but whatever.
But you did like stuff.
I did like stuff. I did like it. I was getting my little salsa in. I was over here cooking, and I was like, ooh. Mm. Mind you, I'm stiff and I can't salsa at all.
Mm.
But I was like doing that. I was doing that little fake one that like black people do, where we're like, you know, when we think that like we're in the culture, just
Yeah.
doing that. So,
Yeah, I mean, it
um,
was pretty chill album. I had that Welcome to Tijuana. I think it sampled the Tequila song. And it went a different way than I thought it would, but I was like, huh, what an interesting song. Kind of fucks with it. And I know everybody likes that bongo bongo song. I'm not super a fan of it. I don't know. I think it's a little overrated if everyone likes that one.
I find that sometimes with like when we are going through these lists and they talk about the songs that were like the most popular, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, like everyone's like, "Oh, bongo bongo was unique," and I'm like, I don't really like that
Like, and like
one.
not even to be like contrarian. It's just like I
Just
don't
didn't
get
like
it.
it. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was different at the time or something. But yeah, I
Maybe.
also wrote that it's interesting that he uses so many languages on here because like I guess like Dom said she didn't realize that some of it was in Spanish. You can put all those languages on the Latin beat and it all sounds like Latin, which is
Yeah,
kind of
it just
cool.
all sounded Latin to me.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, you got away with it because I didn't pick it up.
I said Minha. Minha sounds familiar. It sounds kind of Caribbean. Not I don't really remember what
Yes,
this one was. What's
it
up?
sound some of them sounded kind of like calypso to me.
Ah.
You ever heard, you know that big steel drum
Uh-huh.
that they have that like
Yeah.
like Caribbean people have, and they
Mhm.
like do 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 do
Mhm,
do
mhm.
do do. That's calypso.
I mean, overall, I think the album was decent. I didn't really add anything, but he does get played on my phone now because he's in the algorithm, and I don't hate it.
You're cool with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it, but, it's not I don't go seeking it out or anything. It is a Latin album. I just feel like there's more modern Latin albums that I like more that I'd rather have on than his. Maybe his kinda set the stage for these newer modern ones, maybe that's what happened, but it's okay. Did you have any strong feelings on it or anything?
Um, I actually didn't really have much feelings at all about it.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact that like I was doing my little dance to it, but other than that, like it was okay.
Yeah, maybe like a pleasant surprise for you. That's about it
Yeah,
is.
I also wasn't sure what it was going to sound like, so
Mhm.
I kind of just went with it. But yeah, that
Yeah.
was
So, yep, that was Manu Chao, the '90s Drake, I guess. He's still active, I
the
think.
90s Drake.
I don't
Yeah.
think he talks about the same things anymore. If he did, we don't hear about it. So,
Yeah, I said
interesting.
that.
Interesting that he
Yeah.
doesn't talk about it anymore. Hmm. All right.
Wow.
So,
Okay, so the next album in it's number 468. It's Some Girls by the Rolling Stones. So this was my first okay, I think I said this the last episode, but I couldn't like tell you a Rolling Stone song like if I needed to. Like if I was
mhm.
wearing their band team, if someone was like name a song, I'd be like, I don't know one, fuck off. I just like the t-shirt. But I finally know because I listened to his album. This is absolutely nothing what I thought it was gonna sound like.
You know what? For me too, because I think I know different Rolling Stones, but yeah, this was not what I was used.
I don't
I
know
I was
why.
surprised.
Right. I thought they were more like
Harder.
hard, yeah, like hard rock.
You know
But
what's
this
fun?
is like pop, I feel.
Yeah.
Not pop,
But
but like
you
it's
know what's funny is I was reading about it because I was also confused, and I think this was supposed to be their answer to punk rock, which was weird because it's not much of an answer. But I think I always thought Rolling Stones were harder because people would compare them
right.
to the Beatles.
Hmm.
But if we really think about it, Beatles are very soft.
Right. It's soft rock. It's like it's radio rock.
Yeah, pop.
But this also feels like
Pop.
not even pop, but it sounded like something
Folky?
like I don't like Paramore. Like I that's like
They
not
didn't even
like
sound like
Paramore,
Paramore to me. I didn't
but
even get that far.
it just sounds like I thought it was like and it's just not. Like I really can't describe a way to say what like I think it is. Like when I first heard Miss You, the first song, I was like, what this doesn't sound
Yeah.
like anything I would have expected it to sound like. Um
Mhm.
or when the whip comes down, I was like,
Mhm.
oh,
Is that the country?
this
Because I
is
wrote that there's a song that was
yeah.
country, and I was like,
There
"They
was
do country?"
one song here.
I
That's
don't
what
remember
I'm
which one
saying.
it
Like
was.
I felt I don't know. Why did I think they were like Metallica?
I
Like,
actually thought that too
right.
before.
That's what I thought. So
I
when I
mean,
heard this,
go ahead. Yeah, like I've heard like Glee do covers of Rolling Stones, some songs and that, and like I just assumed that those were the more pop stuff. But actually, when I didn't know that they're the ones who sang "Just My Imagination," which is like a very commercially song. I was like,
right.
"That's Rolling Stones." And like I always hear about Mick Jagger being like such a cool guy, and then he does this kind of music, which isn't not that this isn't cool. It's just, huh, you're a lot more Harry Styles than I thought you were, type of thing.
Right. Like, I don't know. I one of the songs I put on the playlist for mine one that I'm saving is Respectable.
Mm.
Um I liked that one.
I saved Beast of Burden. I actually listened to that repeatedly ever since. That's one of those like, you could pull up. It's one of those where I feel like I found a song that I actually really like. Um
Damn, I haven't gotten well, let me not say that. That's for later in the pod. But at this point, I had not found that song yet.
well, I mean,
I've
you
just
liked
kind of
Far
been sitting
Side.
there. I did like Far Side, but I only saved like one song, but it's not like I kept listening to it like every day, like
Oh.
even. and
Yeah.
other fish.
Other Fish is so good, dude. Okay. And yeah, no, Beast of Burden, I was actually thinking, I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll learn how to play this in the guitar too." I did it is a surprising song for me too. I think same line as you were thinking where it's like, I thought it would be harder than that. This one's a
Mhm.
little bit more like, I don't say vulnerable, but a little bit more not as cool guy Mick Jagger lyricism that I thought. When I was doing my little research, I actually was surprised that Mick Jagger writes a lot. When it comes to bands, I just always assume like that the lead singer just kind of like
They're just there, like
they're just
Adam
there
Levine.
and they'll do this singing that what everybody else tells them to do. But I was pleasantly surprised that he was the one who helped write some of this stuff. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm still listening to it. Nice
Are
little
they
song.
like are they kinda like Maroon 5, now that I just brought this up?
Ah, I
But
can see
like
that.
but like more critically acclaimed Maroon 5? I'm only putting this into context
Ah.
for something I like things I know. Like,
You know, it's funny because Maroon 5 when they first came out, they were a lot they were more rock than they really became
wish
pop.
you
Yeah.
will enough.
Like Harder to
Great
Breathe was
song.
a little bit more rocky. But yeah, no, I mean this was I don't know, this was one of their later albums too, wasn't it? Like for them to say that this was an
Yeah,
answer
this
to
is like
punk is very
this
the like the
almost
only
80s.
the only similarity I saw to a punk rock was that I thought Mick Jagger's voice sounded a lot like Iggy Pop on some stuff and I was like, is that what it means? But I don't know. I assume when we get to the later Rolling Stones albums we'll hear more of what Rolling Stones is.
Are they British? I just assume they're all British,
I always
bro.
assume if they're in the 60s and 70s that they're British.
I swear, if you are in a rock band, you are British to me during this timeline. You are not American. I think I asked that about the Stooges. I'm like, are they British?
And I was again like, they could be.
And then it's like they're
Mind you,
from
I like the
Michigan.
Stooges. You know what I mean?
I think that they were from like
Ohio.
Minnesota or like Wisconsin or
They are British.
something.
Rolling Stones are British.
Okay, all right, cool, cool, cool.
They're supposed to be rock, pop, and blues.
Okay, I do kind of hear the blues elements though. I do. Some
Hmm.
of the songs I do. Like when the whip comes down, I feel like I heard that. I heard a blues element.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was again. How'd you feel about the cover art? I actually think I like the album art.
I do. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's one of
It's
those
interesting,
one
and I
really
feel like
stood out for
I
me.
feel like it matches the
The
tone of the
album.
album. That should just
Actually,
be my thing. How do I feel about the cover art? And
yeah, and the Some Girls title, this red with the white outline, I'm like, "It kinda looks like the Rolling Stones magazine." Interesting.
oh,
I don't think it has anything to do with it. I just looking at it right now, and I'm like, "Hey, this looks like
do
something."
we do we? I meant to. I always thought for the longest time that like they ran the magazine.
Oh.
When I was like younger,
What a side
but
hustle.
it's Rolling Stone and
Yeah.
not Rolling Stones. I
Yeah.
wonder like what
I know, there must have been some sort of
there has to have been like some law thingy about that. We need
mhm.
to look into that. We'll look into that later. But yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, that was 468, the Rolling Stones.
Cool. Next album is 467, Maxwell, Black Summer's Night. Um, I actually didn't really have any notes on this at all. It's not really my style of R&B. I think I recognize some stuff, but I'm not super sure. It was just very in the background for me. I would listen to it when I was putting up the guitars. And I was like, "Oh, this one's okay," but it was nothing where I was like, "Ooh, this is good," you know? I know Dom has a lot more to talk about it. So, let's go.
Bad Habit is one of like the best songs ever. It's such a good song. It's such a good song. I forgot about it, honestly. And then when I heard it and I heard that first falsetto note, that first high note, I was like, yeah.
Really,
Hmm.
best song ever. I think that's
It's
one of
like
those songs where I'm like, I recognize the song, but I'm not sure.
it's so good. And the just the music part at the end where he's like not singing and it's just the music part, I think is one of the best things. Like I really actually love this song. And it's funny how like I forgot about it for a long time. Because I feel like when you like move over to I used to like I'm probably one of the only few people in America that uses Tidal. But like
Mhm.
before Tidal came out, I used to use, I think, like Spotify, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure. So like trying to move things over and then just like forgetting things. I just like, forget songs. But then hearing this, it just brings me back to when my mom would listen to like Heart and Soul, and it's like on Sirius XM,
Mhm.
and this would play and I'm like, honey, if anything ever should change in you. I'm like, yeah, turn that up, turn it up. It's such a good song. I don't even work jamming to this song. Like, yeah. It just brings back a lot of memories too. Like my mom loves Maxwell. Also, he's fine. Like, this is a fine ass
All right,
man.
now I gotta look at that up too. You know, I just don't. I think I recognize Bad Habits, but I'm not sure. It's just I just don't know. I don't know. I also didn't know who this man was when I first saw the thing, and Dom was like, "You don't
Which
know
is
Maxwell?" And I
so
was like,
funny. I'm like, what?
I recognize his face. I must have seen him on MTV.
I feel like if you know who Genuine is, you should know who like Maxwell
I know
is.
who
I don't
Genuine
know.
is.
But maybe
I
that's
don't
a
know if I
little,
agree with you with him being fun.
well,
He
whatever.
looks. You don't have to be offended. I agree with you with Marvin Gaye.
No,
he is.
this photo of him with that afro, the cheek, the bone structure. This man is like this is the man I want. And I don't even, all right, let me not say that. But this is the man I would want. The hair, the bone structure. Yeah. Not too much facial hair.
You know, I can see you liking
This is a
this
good
man.
man.
He's not ugly or anything. It's but also
Why?
not
Because
my
he's
type.
light.
I like, huh?
Why? Because he's light skinned and I'm like, boo,
Hmm.
boo,
Oh, I thought you were
boo,
saying that
light
I don't
skin.
like him because he's light skinned, and I'm like, I
Oh,
mean,
no. No. We are accepting of all colors and creeds on this podcast.
yes,
So, no. But yeah, no. He's fine.
he's fine.
Which is
Okay,
funny because the rest of the album forgettable to me.
okay, okay. I
Outside of
thought you were
that,
gonna like the whole thing. Okay, so we're kind of on the same
no.
page. That I was like, I don't really care for anything on
No.
here.
Outside of everything else, like nice songs, but
You're all right.
not
Whatever.
anything that I would care to listen to again, besides
Yeah,
Bad Habit. Great
yeah.
song.
R and
Oh, he
B.
looks fine as hell on this Now album cover. Yeah, I might need that on my wall.
So
Sorry.
yeah, this is 2010's R&B, right? Kind of.
Yeah, I think it's like 2009. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
2009.
which is kind of funny. I don't think there was a lot of R&B. Was there a lot of R&B going on in 2009? I feel like there wasn't. That was like the start of,
I was
Black Eyed Peas.
I was
I
in
got
high
a
school.
feeling
Yeah, I
that
was in high
tonight's
school
gonna
2009. But the thing is, they always make a lot of music. It's just like it's underground. Like
mm,
there's like, hmm. I always feel like Anthony Hamilton always has an album out. I feel like I
it's
don't
just not on the
know.
pop circuit, I guess. Because
Yeah,
like I
like
was saying,
Joe
at that
Scott.
time, I think that pop circuit
Yeah.
at the time was like when Chris Brown was integrating like, some electronic
But
elements into
that
his
I
stuff.
actually I would say that that was the R&B then. It was Chris Brown. I totally forgot about him. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Chris Brown
Huh.
before
Oh
he
yeah, that was
became who he
and
is.
Mario, Let Me Love Me type of thing.
Yeah, like Omarion.
Oh, so this one kind of flew under the radar for me. Completely, actually, for me.
Well, because those are more pop R&B people.
Mm.
Like in Lloyd.
Oh, look.
She's
Wow.
5'2". No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But
So,
interesting that he's on the 500. I've
but
been feeling a lot.
Maxwell can actually sing though.
Okay, I agree.
I think that these are good composed songs, and I think that he sings well, and I think that the instruments are good. I just feel like maybe again, I'm just like not an R&B person for real.
Mm-hmm.
So a whole album of this is just like not my cup of tea. But Bad Habit is great, and it's bomb, and I think it's one of his best songs. So
We'll
I feel
see
like
how
this
this
song was
goes
played
on
into the ground.
in
I
the
just really
Dotson
know this
household.
song
In
in the
in
Dotson
Dom.
household.
Ah,
Yeah. And then I saved it. So now I
then
can
you.
listen to it and
Yay.
remember.
Yeah.
This is like winding down for the night music. I wouldn't play it during the
I
day.
agree. I agree. I listened to this at night and it did fit in the
It
context
gives
of my
me like
apartment.
quiet storm vibes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So anyway,
Yep. That
um,
was Maxwell.
that was Maxwell.
Sweet.
Album cover.
I was gonna say. Also kind of fits though.
It fits.
Also gives quite like storm
Yeah.
cover vibes. Like
Yeah. Silhouette. I don't like the low hair. Bring the fro back, but whatever. I guess it's because he's got a suit on. It makes it more grown and
clean.
sexy, but whatever. Anyway, that was Maxwell.
That was
A Black
Maxwell.
Summer's Night at 468.
Nice. So for anybody who is watching this podcast on YouTube and can see us and are wondering why one of us looks very different from last 10 seconds, it is because we were recording on Grammy Day and I don't actually usually watch the Grammys because it makes me mad. And after I watched it again with Dom, I realized, yes, this is why I don't watch the Grammys. So I'm never doing that again. So we watched the Grammys and then it was really late. And then Dom had a bunch of things to do because she has a life. And we came back and I was like, I'm just going to wear the exact same thing for continuity. But Dom is all fixed up and stuff. She has to, so now she looks all like great. so one of us is a mole person and the other person has a social life. That's what you can take away from this.
No, no. It's funny because we put in a shared calendar, like the days that we can't, because for just background information, as if you guys even care, we film on Saturdays, because they're just like easy days for us to film. But like these last few times, like we have not been filming on Saturdays because like life has just kind of gotten into the way. And I went to one of my friends' weddings this weekend, and actually that that video of Lady Gaga that's like a bus, a club, another bus, a party, club, bus, like that was
That was
literally
dumb.
me.
Yeah. I was
This
editing that and you were talking about that meme and I was like, oh, that's kind of like, I've seen Dom on like 3 buses this weekend.
yes,
Not even
like
weekend.
literally multiple destinations. I was in Texas and then I was in Florida for multiple days. And then I came back up to New York, went to one of my friend's 30th birthday parties, came home 5 hours later, went out to Long Island to see my mom to watch the Super Bowl, then came back here and now we're filming tonight. So um I'm
On a
kind of
day that I
running.
thought that I had off also, but I do not have
Yes.
it off.
We
Dom has it off.
also yes, I did have today off. And that's why my hair is very different than I don't even know what the fuck hairstyle I
You just had
had.
it hair. You just had it down.
I was just down. It was just
Yeah.
down. Okay, yeah, this is
Very
obviously very
relaxed.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very normal hair. This is my hair doesn't even typically look like this. So it was very much so different. But yeah, we're back.
We're back.
I have on a Travis Scott tee actually. You can't even tell. Actually, you
It
can
is
see the back.
black. Oh.
Yeah.
It's a black shirt.
But
So somewhat continuity from last week. Dom was wearing like a
yeah.
button up last week. I was trying to tell her what she looked like, but it didn't matter because of the hair. So I was like, ah, screw it.
Yeah, and I was like, and I thought about it, I was like, wait, it literally doesn't even matter because my hair is so different.
Yeah.
It's not like I like put it up like in a bun or anything. It's completely different hair. But anyway, we're getting back to the content now.
Okay. We are.
The next album, at number 466 is Black Uhuru Red. Do you want to go?
I can. I don't have that much to say.
Okay.
I don't like reggae. I don't like reggaeton, I guess. I don't like reggae. So I don't like its parent either. Um I think there was a couple songs that I think were okay. I had to find it. There was one song that I thought was okay, but a lot of it did sound the same to me. I think the key of reggae, I think is it key? It feels very is it a minor key every time it goes? I don't know. I can't really even explain it. There's just a tone in the guitar. It's like when they do the upstrum. I don't like it. And I'm not sure. I think it's a major to minor thing. I don't really like minor keys very much. Or if it's gonna be minor, it should just be depressing the whole through. So tone wise, feel wise, I'm just not a big fan of reggae. I don't know these people either. I don't know if they were actually famous.
I feel like I enjoyed it,
Okay.
which is interesting for me because I feel like if you know me, you know I hate going out to the clubs and it's just reggae all night. Like I will
Mm.
literally not go. Like I will not stay. Like goodbye. I'm not listening to this all night. Um, but I feel like this reggae felt it's like not well, I guess let me change that. Because there's a difference between dance hall and reggae.
Mhm.
And this is reggae. It's not dance hall.
Because I think I like
So
dancehall.
it's more up tempo and it's more like actual like club music.
Mm.
Where like Bob Marley is like reggae. So and like Sean Paul is like dance hall.
Yeah, I like dancehall.
Yeah, if
And the
that
Bob
makes
and the
sense.
Bob Marley songs that I like are like more in the major keys. So they sound more
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. But I think I put one song on this for the playlist. This spongy reggae.
Mm.
And I think that was one of the songs that Rolling Stone had put on here. It was like their like big breakout hit,
Hmm.
Spongy Reggae. So I do like this. Um
I liked Utterance. That's the one that I liked.
the other one. Oh yeah, that's another one that they said is like their main standouts on
Yeah,
here.
I liked Utterance.
It says that the results felt like the genre's future, but it wasn't. Turns out few acts dared tried to replicate their sound, and no other band ever came close to succeeding.
Hmm.
So I guess they're not parents in a way,
Hmm.
because they never had any daughters. No daughters of Black Uhuru.
Huh.
So
But I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience. I just know Bob Marley, and Bob Marley apparently, I mean, he has his haters too. So
mhm.
I don't really know. And I think in Bob Marley I know like two songs, and it's the commercial ones, Don't Worry, Be Happy. That's him, right? All right,
I'm
cool.
a
I
really
just
I'm a
remember.
just really bad Jamaican.
All right, I'm
Really
gonna
bad
not.
Jamaican woman.
I'll edit it out if this is wrong, but I just remember it because it was the song
I
for
did out if this
the
is
for the
wrong.
Alamo rental commercial, and I like that song. And Three
Is
Little
that
Birds.
not
I
the
like Three Little Birds. That's a good song.
is he not the one that's like
Good job.
don't worry about is that not him?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That is
that's what
him.
I think,
Right. We're just gonna say that's him.
and that's what I know about reggae. I don't know much. It's just it's not on my ears. Not that great for me. But
Um speaking of Bob Marley, hear me out.
Tom, well, he has a son.
And hear me out two times.
The movie's coming out.
It is. It is. And the guy who's playing Bob Marley, I'm just saying. So who did I say was fine before? I said Marvin Gaye. We should just like keep a track of who I'm like
Marvin Gaye,
here.
Maxwell. Maxwell, you said was like your ideal man. Um,
Yes, that photo of him. Oh, this is like my third. This is like my third. He's fine. We should just
yeah,
have like a
and we're in
segment.
like week 4. 3 men, and then next week we got Al Green, who's my man. So,
I need to see a picture of him first before I say anything.
I mean, Al
But
Green be looking a little childish Gambino-ish. So I would think that you're gonna be like, yeah, my
wait,
man.
hold on.
The cover of the next week's album.
Oh, that's him. Yeah, yeah,
I know. I was like,
yeah, yeah. Young Al Green on this greatest hits. Yeah, yeah. Need him.
okay.
Sorry.
If you guys
Okay.
don't know us and you just came here, stumbled upon here, and you look somewhat like Al Green or Marvin Gaye
Send us a DM.
or
And us,
Maxwell,
I mean me.
yeah, that's who
Maxwell.
Dom is looking for. If you don't look or resemble any of them,
Mind you, we're talking about like the most famous men ever. If you look like Maxwell, if you look like Bob Marley, if you look like Al Green, like hit us up. Like,
but
yeah.
I know, as if those men would be like single. They might just be
Correct.
messing around though. So you know what? Maybe you should stay away from Dom. Never mind. I
Yes.
retract it.
Yes, we retract that
Don't hit her
statement.
up if you look like him.
Don't hit.
Tend to your woman. Sorry.
Because
We need to get on track.
we're so off track. Anyway, I don't really have anything bad to say about this album.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't have anything bad. I just
my family would play this, and I
oh.
think like I don't know, it'd be like cookout music. Like if I went,
Oh.
yeah, like with my family. So it's not
Yeah.
bad. I'd probably listen to it again, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, actually it kind of pops up. You know how like it's fucking up my algorithm in my
Hmm.
suggested music. It comes up sometimes and I don't skip it. So I don't completely hate it. It just really depends.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Nothing to say. Didn't look into it either, so don't have much research or anything.
me either. So
So,
I think we'll just leave it at that.
yep. All right, let me stop recording.
So our next album is number 465, and it's King Sunny A Day, the best of the classic years. Me and Emmeline's favorite, a compilation, of course.
What was it?
And if you didn't catch the sarcasm, we hate them. We hate these compilations
Yeah.
so much. It was long, I
It was
think.
long. It wasn't that
Well,
bad.
it wasn't that long, but there was two songs that were like 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything great to say about this. This
Oh.
music's just like not for me.
I actually
I
agree.
was
It's
an-
not
I
it's
was
not for me.
annoyed listening
Oh,
to
you were
this.
annoyed.
It was just
I
like
So here, I was listening to it when I was putting my desk together the wrong way and
oh
putting and putting up the guitars. So, I mean, as a background music, it wasn't bad. I wasn't listening as intently as I probably could have, but no, I also would not seek it out. I don't really. It's not like Soweto. It
no.
wasn't
And which is
pop
what I
enough.
thought. I was wondering if you were going to say it's banger after banger after banger
No.
again. Because
The feel of this
nah.
one was a little different. I think
Mhm.
Soweto actually had a little bit more pop-ish. I wrote that this
Right.
actually it's all instrumental, this one, and it actually kind of reminds me of listening to like my Filipino folk music. So
Mm.
it's a little bit more like ethnic, you know?
Yes. I know, I get what
So
you're saying.
so it's not it was okay. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't listen to it again.
They
Not
said
sure.
that he was marketed as the next Bob Marley.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all.
Well, I guess Nigerian Bob Marley.
Because he's a solo songwriter, you think? Is it like that?
I don't know, but he's not fine like Bob Marley, so
I only saw a side profile. I thought that he looked a little bit more like an uncle. Is that accurate? Is that how you felt about him?
yes.
Again, this does
Yes.
not have anything to do really with music.
Yeah.
Well,
This has nothing to do with the music at
it has
all.
something to do with the cover art because it's the side profile.
The cover art, I think, gives for what the
Yes,
album is supposed to be.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. I wonder if
Like
Esther would have liked this. You think she knows this guy?
maybe.
Hmm.
We're just literally assuming this because he's Nigerian.
Well, I mean, if you had a Filipino artist, I would know that person.
Okay, but do I know every black American artist?
But there's a lot of you. There's only like three of us, and we're all halves. Like, it's Olivia Rodrigo, her, and Bruno Mars. That's all I
Yeah,
have.
the Bruno Mars.
Oh, and Sweetie. I don't even know if she really
Oh yes,
counts.
and
She's more of a brand than a music, but
and
I do
Saweetie.
and
Yes,
Sweetie, pretty girl.
forgot about her.
Yeah.
We did forget about her.
Anyway, yeah. Back to a
Um,
day.
we have nothing to say about this.
Nothing. It's a. I mean, would you even suggest people listening to it if they're curious?
No.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't really.
Sitting through a 18-minute song is absurd. I don't care who's making it. I just
Yeah.
no.
If you guys, I suppose maybe if I can't even say if you like African pop, you should listen to it because I like African pop
I don't think
apparently,
this is
and it's not
I mean,
even.
it's supposed to be
It sounds more folky, like really
It says
folky.
it's called Ni- Nigerian Juju. I don't even know what that is. There's too many subgenres. Music is insane. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably not African pop either.
I don't think so.
It just doesn't. It's just a whole different palette, I think, than what Americans would be into. I don't know. I wonder if it's ever gone to the radio. It doesn't sound like it would have.
I don't know. It seemed like it was a really big deal. Wait, I think if I remember correctly, I did do a little research. Why do I think one of these had a Grammy? Hold on.
Oh, is it fun? Like best international?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Let me see.
Because I know they have that. Actually, I think they have like a. I think they have a genre now, like best African something.
He's been called one of the most influential musicians of all time. And here I am like, who is this man? He garnered a Grammy nomination and he was the first Nigerian artist to do so. So
Oh,
he's the first Nigerian artist to be nominated for a Grammy.
what was the Grammy? Out of curiosity.
I don't know, right? But okay, so for genres, it says it is Juju and African pop. It says his first Grammy award was for the ethnic slash traditional folk recording category
Ah, see, that would make sense.
in 1983.
Yeah, that
Yes.
definitely falls into the place for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Well, good job, Sonny, making history.
yeah.
Is he dead? Oh, he's still alive.
I'm gonna go ask
Sorry.
Esther if she knows this man.
I
I'm
know.
telling you, she knows.
I'm like, is he dead? And it literally is like he's
Actively
very much
touring.
so. He's like literally still alive. Well, good for you,
Good for
Mr.
you.
Ade.
Thank you, Ade, for your
Thank you.
contribution.
Yep. So that was 465.